Hey, I'm Molly Sims.
And I'm Emma Gormley. We're two girls obsessed with one thing, beauty.
And by that, we mean everything that makes you look
And feel
beautiful.
We're calling on our favorite health experts, industry insiders, and friends to answer all your beauty questions.
With a drink in hand.
Definitely with a drink in hand.
You're listening to Lipstick on the Rim with Molly Sims. Can you believe we're halfway through summer? Don't even tell me.
I mean, can you believe tomorrow's my birthday?
I can't.
Even comprehend how this summer has flown by.
You're going to love your birthday present, by the way.
Oh, my Lord, I always do.
I love summer, but we're going to talk mom talk today. We're going to talk real talk because it can get tough, especially when it gets time to cooking 3 meals a day. It's like the summer when you're eating, it just like with kids, it's like it doesn't end. It doesn't start, but it doesn't end. It's just like it's a constant, don't you think?
It literally is. They're hungry, I think, because they're always running around outside and just need the food for their energy.
But we're trying to be healthy. And so this was our goal this summer for Emma and I, for the kids to be healthy. And we have a very special guest, which is a little weird because I'm going to tell you a little bit of her backstory, which is so awesome and I love it. And you guys are going to love her, but she's going to teach us how to make healthy food that actually tastes good and the secret to summer recipes that go viral. She's built a massive community by proving that indulgent and nutritious can totally actually coexist and that healthy cooking doesn't have to be complicated. Samah Dada is a cookbook author, wellness creator, and the founder of the wildly popular blog Dada Eats. She's best known for her modern takes on Indian food and mouth-watering creations that are both comforting but health conscious. She hosted her own digital show On the Menu, interviewed celebs from Andrew Garfield to Florence Pugh. And this is what I love. She was the lead production associate and an on-air food contributor for The Today Show. Since The Today Show, she has been Forbes 30 Under 30 alum and the author of Dada Eats, Love to Cook It Off. Today, she's going to talk all things healthy food that actually tastes good. She's going to help us be better moms. We're going to pick her brain and everything. We're so excited, Samah, to have you here. And we love Dada Eats. So
thank you, Molly. Molly, I think you just became my publicist after that intro.
Well,
how do you feel about that?
I've been known. Okay, you started. Let's
Thank
go.
you for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, let's go back. You started Dada Eats while working full time. I think I met you once. A long time, I don't know how long ago, but full time at the Today Show. No offense, but lead production associate to, basically your own brand podcast, you're on this podcast. It actually does. It actually doesn't make sense, to be really truthful.
Yeah. Well, I feel so lucky for the path that my career has taken, and it was truly all an accident. I always feel like the best things come when you're not trying to force anything to happen. And so I had started Dada Eats actually while I was interning for a summer at CNN. I really wanted to work in television. And actually, I went to Berkeley and I worked a lot with my school's TV station, making little food shows and different things like that. I did a lot of junket interviews out in San Francisco. So I knew that TV was a path for me, but I never really had seen, especially women of color, merge food and television together. I never saw, it wasn't even a dream I thought to dream, because food media for somebody like me just wasn't something that I thought of. And so I moved to New York to join the NBC Page program, which I don't know if you guys have seen 30 Rock at all, but I was Kenneth the Page. So I would give the NBC studio tour, I would work the late night shows, work the Today Show. And so to get to the lead production assistant, I, got a job at the Today Show. Literally could not go lower on the totem pole. The only thing lower than that was a Page, and I had done that the year before. But all the while, working my crazy hours at the Today Show, waking up at 3, going to work at 4 in the control room, coming home at 2, I was cooking for Dada Eats. And at that point, you guys, like 2015, 16, 17, it wasn't like normal to have an audience on Instagram, obviously, especially for food. Like now it's like weird if you don't have that. But at that time, people were like, it was unusual to have a following on Instagram. So the producers took notice. I never pitched myself. I was too stressed out and scared. And they started booking me on the show as an on-air guest. So I did 6 segments that first year in 2018. The next year I signed a book deal, and then I left to pursue Dada Eats full time. So I'm very blessed and thankful for the journey. But yeah, it doesn't make sense, honestly.
You're not classically trained, but you're self-taught. How did that shape your style in the kitchen? Because I think what people love about you is that you make food that we can't make, but you make it so good and you make it look so easy.
Thank you for saying that. When I started cooking in the style that I cook in, right, which as you mentioned before, I really like to pare recipes down, especially comforting, indulgent recipes, down to the most minimal of ingredients. So when I started looking at how I could do that early on, I was looking at ingredients like almond flour, coconut sugar, maple syrup, all these unrefined ingredients that you couldn't find at Trader Joe's, by the way. Like I remember like some of my earliest questions on Dada Eats was, what is almond flour? What is coconut flour? Literally, like, why are you using these? Where do you get them? And so I would say that, in some ways I really tried to adopt these ingredients and that style of cooking super early on and educate people on how you can make a cookie with just like almonds, coconut, maple syrup, chocolate chips, really make it minimal. So that style of cooking, I did teach myself because I didn't really see it be done in that way. And I'm very lucky. My parents are Indian immigrants, and food is such a big part of my culture. My aunt had an Indian restaurant in Australia. My grandma was an incredible cook. My mom is an incredible cook. And I think I've asked a lot of my chef friends, because sometimes I'm like, should I just like go to culinary school? Like, should I? And I've worked, I've staged in restaurants because I wanted that experience, and have done pop-ups around the world. But all of them are like, don't do it. Like, you're good. Because I think what being self-taught and being able to experiment in this way gives you is that ability to be flexible, and like you're not rigid in your technique. And I think that has really opened up a world of possibility with my cooking, not to sound cheesy, but
your tagline could literally be healthy food, but make it cravable.
That is a mother's dream tagline.
How do you approach making nourishing food that actually still feels like you're indulging yourself a little?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the problem with a lot of this like healthy, quote unquote, healthy food, and sometimes I don't even, I don't even like to prescribe these labels, because a lot of my recipes are gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, all the things. I think when people hear those labels, it appears very clinical and appears very like, am I going to be eating cardboard?
Like if my kids hear that, they're like, we're not eating it.
They're like, no, thank you. Yeah, exactly. So I try to stay away from that and lean really into flavor and into whole ingredients and into spice. And I feel like that is such a big thing that people are missing when it comes to cooking. Like, of course you're going to hate broccoli if you're just putting salt on it and you're steaming it. Like, of course that's going to taste terrible. Like, I think, learning to play with the different ways that you can prepare it, whether that's roasting it, whether that's pairing it with like a turmeric tahini sauce, like there's so much flavor to be had in the most simple of ingredients. And I often think, and I'm sure you guys would both agree, that sometimes the most simple food is the best. And I think when you really know how to work with flavor, work with like sauces and textures and adding all of those things together, you can make something that is, seemingly healthy, tastes really indulgent and delicious. And I would say that is definitely the crux of my work for sure.
A lot of people want to cook healthier, but they get overwhelmed. Again, you name those ingredients: coconut sugar, almond flour. Like, wait, what is that?
Yeah.
What's one small shift that can make a big difference besides getting your cookbook?
Oh, thank you. From a healthier perspective, right? One of the biggest things that I really, at least what made a really big difference with me, and I also have PCOS, so like that's a whole separate thing. Refined sugars are just not good. Like, they're not good for anybody. And look, I'm very much about balance. I'm not saying that like, don't go order dessert at the restaurant. Like, everybody should do what makes them feel the best. But at home, I'll never cook or bake with refined sugars. So like, I will always use a maple syrup, a coconut sugar. Dates are my favorite thing.
I love a date.
Kind.
We were just talking about dates. I use dates in my smoothie.
Yeah, exactly. I should be like I should be paid by the date council. I should be getting my compensation. I love dates so much. I eat them more than I go on them. Like, I really think it is just like the best thing ever. And, you know, when you're looking for like a healthy, easy dessert, right? I bet kids who haven't tried this would really love this. You warm a date up, you put a little peanut butter, almond butter in it, some salt, a little like chocolate chips, melt it. It's like delicious. And it tastes like a Reese's peanut butter. I mean, obviously eat the Reese's too if you want, but like there's different little things that you can do and hacks to have a really delicious and indulgent snack or dessert without the refined sugar.
You know that feeling when you're doing everything right, eating clean, getting your steps in, hitting your water goals, but you still feel off? Same. That's honestly why I started taking Symbiotica. I was so tired of wasting money on supplements I thought were doing something, but couldn't actually tell. Symbiotica's changed that. These are high-quality liposomal supplements, which basically means your body's able to absorb them. Total game changer. Okay, let me tell you what's in my rotation. I'm obsessed with their magnesium L-threonate, which helps with focus, mood, and sleep. I take it at night, and it's like my brain just powers down in the best way. Then there's the glutathione, which is amazing for skin and digestion. I've noticed way less bloat, and my skin is actually glowing. And for summer, I just added their new Irish Samahs. It's lemon vanilla flavored and supports digestion and energy. I'm also obsessed with their liquid colostrum. It's been amazing for my gut, my skin, and even my hair. Honestly, taking my supplements has become one of those quiet little rituals I actually look forward to, and it just helps me feel more like me. Go to Symbiotica.com/lipstick for 20% off plus free shipping. That's Symbiotica.com/lipstick for 20% off plus free shipping.
For someone trying to build a more balanced relationship with food, where's a good place to start in terms of like mindset and meals?
That's a good question. I mean, I think there's so many different things, right? I feel like I feel very wary when I go to a grocery store or supermarket of like numbers and labels. Like I said before, I think ingredients are the most important thing. Something can say on the packet that it's low sugar or no sugar or like 100 calories, which by the way, I literally don't care about a calorie. Like I know that's a very archaic way of people caring about it. I don't know if people still do, but ingredients are everything. You might see that low sugar, no sugar, whatever, and the label has like 17,000 ingredients and it's like all like allulose and like stevia, all these different things. If you can find the most minimal ingredient list, the shortest ingredient list, that is usually what I always go off of when I'm trying to eat better and eat healthier, because you know that's like all that's in it. So that's really my guiding principle, even with the way that I cook. How can I make this delicious, but with less ingredients and with ingredients that are more meaningful and like are actually better for you?
So what's like a go-to quick and easy, very balanced meal that you make on days where you just maybe don't feel like cooking or just need something simple?
You guys will love this actually, and your kids will love this, especially for the summer. I make this avocado cream pasta. So basically, you take ripe avocados, and everyone's like sick of making guacamole. Like once you're done with that, you got the chips out of the way, whatever. You throw some avocados in a blender with some basil, some olive oil. I'll send you guys the recipe after this. And it's like this really creamy, delicious avocado sauce that I'll then pair the pasta with roasted tomatoes. You can add protein on it if you'd like. You also don't have to. And it's so creamy and delicious and indulgent, but it's completely dairy-free. And you can make the sauce in a blender. So it's like the quickest meal.
Oh my God, my kids would love that.
Oh, yeah.
Truly, they would. It's probably, I would say, my most popular savory recipe because of that reason. It's so easy to make. And also it works really nicely, both as a pasta salad or if you want to just eat it like as soon as you make it. So that's one of my favorites, especially for summer.
Do you use regular pasta or are you like a chickpea pasta? Like what kind of pasta do you go for?
My favorite is a brown rice or quinoa pasta. I like it even when they're blended. That's really nice. Or like a lentil pasta. I find that those are just like the most delicious. And I really do think too, with the brown rice pastas and things that they're making these days, like it's not like gummy or weird. It actually tastes pretty good.
What are your top three besides your avocado pasta? top 3 summer staples for recipes.
I'm just going to say, like, not just for summer, but in general, I love my coconut dal. It's so easy. It's like basically you can have it as a lentil soup or you can have it as a dal like I do traditionally with rice. It is so delicious, and lentils are such a great source of protein. And I find that a lot of people, again, like when you're trying to eat, let's say, like more plants in your diet or more veggies, people are just sleeping on dal. They're sleeping on spicing your food. Yeah, it's amazing. And it's so healthy for you and it's delicious. That's a really great one. My avocado pasta, which I already just said. And then there's another recipe in my book, which is my herby farro bowl, which I'm such a sauce condiment person. It's actually upsetting. Like I went to dinner last week and I asked them for every condiment on their menu, like completely with no shame. And this is the thing. I think even when you're making like a grain bowl or something, if you don't have a good sauce or even a salad, if your dressing is not good, you're going to have a bad time. And so I think if you just try to learn how to make delicious sauces and dressings, so this farro bowl has this like lemony tahini sauce, and put that over your entire life and your veggies, and people will actually want to eat it.
If you're hosting a summer dinner party or a little soiree, what are some apps that we would want to serve? Because I always find I can figure out the entrees, but hors d'oeuvres and apps sometimes are like a whole other thing.
And then I'm going to follow it up with your serving large groups of people, like at Camp Stuber, which is at my house right now. Give me some of those ideas as well.
Yeah. So for an app, you can never go wrong with a hummus. Hummus is so easy to make at home, and you can make it in a variety of different ways. So one of my favorite ways to kind of spice up a hummus is to make a pesto hummus, which I know sounds like kind of weird, but what you can do is like when you actually blend in like your chickpeas and your tahini and your garlic, your lemon, you add some basil, you add some pine nuts. If you're allergic to nuts or your kids are, you can add hemp seeds. Great source of plant-based protein as well. I always, when I'm hosting dinner parties, will always have a hummus. And then also a good salad with, again, like a good dressing. My favorite one to serve that I also always make at my pop-ups and my dinner parties is my tahini Caesar salad. And I'll make these like za'atar sourdough croutons. It's so easy and it's delicious. I'll do like a mix of kale and romaine. Sometimes I'll do just like fresh tomatoes. Sometimes I'll do like roasted for fun. And then croutons, again, a very easy thing to make at home. Like if you haven't, if you've used up your bread and you've got some that's like stale and kind of old, chop it up. Roast it with some olive oil, salt, pepper, za'atar, and it's so easy and a crowd pleaser for sure.
Okay, proteins. You're serving a lot of people.
Yeah.
What are like some, I dare say, like one sheet dishes that can do a lot with very little?
Yeah. So I know you said big groups. I mean, I think, again, like I said earlier, like pastas are so easy, like soups, stews, so easy. I also really like if you're going for something more protein heavy. Again, this is a little Indian spin on a dish, a chana masala. Easy, delicious, flavorful. You can use canned tomatoes. It's basically like
hold on. What's it called? A chana masala?
Chana masala. So it's basically like a spiced tomato-based chickpea stew. And it's so easy to make. You can even sneak some spinach in there, which is not traditional, but it's something that I like to do if I feel like I want to get more veg in my diet. Serve that with some rice, and it's so good. Another really delicious dish, which it's so funny, like there's a lot of soups and stews and things that are very reminiscent to me of like Indian cuisine, very traditional Indian cuisine. So there's another dish called rajma, which is like kidney bean stew. So flavorful. Again, like you learn to cook with these spices and you add them into these different dishes, and it just like really changes the game. That served with like a rice or quinoa is also really good and a great source of protein.
Now, I have a question for you. If you are going into your pantry, what are 5 unexpected spices that one should pick up and throw in there that will be a game changer when you're cooking that you don't expect?
Unexpected. I know this isn't really that unexpected, which is really changing your entire question, but I really don't think people are cooking with like my holy grail Indian spices. I will always have in my Indian dishes turmeric, cumin, ground coriander, cayenne. You asked for 5.
No, it's fine.
Garam masala. or chana masala, or sorry, not chana masala, chaat masala. So these 5, like the Indian spices, I think a lot of people feel really intimidated by Indian cooking because it does feel so, sometimes too, like when you go to an Indian restaurant, you're like, wow, there's like so much flavor, so much spice. Like, how do I even like recreate this at home? But if you really have like turmeric, cumin, coriander, cayenne, garam masala, you can make those are all of the spices that my mom cooked with growing up. Like if you had those, like she could make anything. And I would say like that's really a great way to elevate your cooking for sure.
With Dada Eats, what was the aha moment that you could do this? You're like, I'm going to change. I'm going to change careers.
I tell people this a lot, where like you're not ready for something until you're. I know this sounds silly, but you're not ready for it until you're ready for it. Like I literally woke up on a Wednesday and I was like, I don't think I can do this day job anymore. And I'm so grateful for just all of my work at NBC. It just was such an incredible experience. I loved every minute of it. I think when I realized that, I was hosting shows, I was coming on air as a contributor, and I was working my PA job, which the hours were really crazy. I was, like I said, going to work at 4 a.m, coming back at 2, doing all the Dada Eats work. It also was, I don't know what gave me the confidence to even do it, because I didn't really have anything lined up. I had one opportunity that came to me for a brand that I couldn't do because of NBC standards, which I don't know if I'm even allowed to say that, but whatever. I couldn't do it because I was employed by NBC and they were putting me on air. So I was like this complete unicorn. They had no idea what to do with me. I was a production assistant, but I wasn't in a talent contract. So I guess technically I could have done those things, but they like I was 22 also. I had no idea. They had no idea. So, they were putting me on air, and like, obviously I couldn't be sponsored by things. If it was NBC, that'd be like a whole nightmare. And so I think I just realized, okay, like things are happening. Like, I think there's a world in which this works. I also, not for nothing, had like the full support of the NBC, family to be like, if it doesn't work, you can come back and like be a researcher, which, I have like I think I just had a lot of delusion and like blind trust in myself. And I'm grateful it worked out.
I think you took a bet on yourself, which I think is one of the biggest things you can do. Because when you actually have that moment and you're like, I'm going to take a bet on myself, I think that's 100% get things done.
100%. And honestly, nobody is going to back you if you don't back you. Like, I feel like if you walk through the world being, a certain way or showing confidence and love toward yourself, you are going to be treated exactly how you treat yourself. And so I think from like a young age, I like found that self-confidence, and, I tried to kind of run with that for my work, especially. I think it makes a difference when you believe in yourself.
Your parents did a great job raising you, by the way. To instill that confidence in you is amazing.
Thank you. I was like the shyest kid, by the way. I was like literally mute as a child. They're like, who are you now? They're confused actually. But thank you. My mom will be happy. I'll tell you.
Who's a better cook, your grandmother, your mother, or you?
Oh, my grandma. I think we would all agree. Like my grandma is like, she was elite, and also just like, there's nothing like your grandmother's cooking. I don't think anybody, like my mom would be like, I can't cook like my mom. And I'll say I can't cook like my mom. So it's all generational, I guess.
You have been very open, which we love, about PCOS. A lot of our friends' daughters are getting that diagnosis now. We know some women who getting a way too late of a diagnosis for PCOS. Can you share a little bit about your journey to getting diagnosed?
It's all related because I think food is, medicine in a lot of ways and is such a big part of taking care of yourself. So I had quit my job at the Today Show. I was working on Dada Eats full time, and I had like the craziest breakout of my life out of nowhere. It was triggered by stress for sure. And I was just gaining weight out of nowhere. And I was like, this is so weird because I haven't changed anything about my routine. I've always eaten really healthy and I've always taken care of myself, and I was exercising. I was boxing 5 times a week. I was doing all these things. And I went to the gynecologist. They obviously found cysts on my ovaries and said I had PCOS. And I had a pretty like terrible experience where she was just like, if this is the worst you have, like, you're fine, you know, like very dismissive experience. And she told me to start exercising and eating healthy and get on birth control. So I was like, it was a kind of traumatic experience because when your body is working against you, you feel so out of control. You feel like you're failing yourself. It's just, your self-esteem is completely shot and you're like, for what, right? Like, where is this even coming from? And so I ended up taking a completely different route after research, which was not getting on birth control, which was doing research into lifestyle and food adjustments that I could make in order to, heal my PCOS and kind of feel better about myself. So some of the things I was doing already, which is great, which is no refined sugar. And like, that's a really big marker for PCOS is reducing your sugar intake. One thing that was extremely powerful for me was the way that I was exercising. I was exercising all wrong. I know this is a really common story for women, but I was just doing these really cortisol spiking workouts, like boxing, running, like really things that were really hard on my body and would just spike my cortisol. I switched to Pilates, to walking, and the inflammation just like totally, it just got so much better. And then I just think like, that's when I really found like mindful self-talk and like being really kind to myself. In the past, I don't think I was as much. And all of those things really made a huge difference. And it is true. A lot of people get this diagnosis and they don't know where to go and who to turn to. And it's a really isolating experience for a lot of women, and a lot of women experience it. And it's like shameful.
A lot of women,
like,
weight gain, hair thinning, acne.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy that everyone is talking about it because, you know, when those things are happening to you, it's real. And when someone says, oh, just go do some exercise and, you know, eat healthy, like that's not going to be enough.
Sure. And like, I'm sure there are some doctors who really are tapped into the fact that that doesn't have to be like, I just felt like they were going immediately to like Band-Aid solution and not like what was actually happening. Like, where is the root? Like, where is this coming from? Like, what's going on in your life? Like, are you okay? Like, what's happening that is causing you? Because I fully believe stress triggered it for me, and something can trigger it for everybody that is maybe different. But yeah, I think it's really great that people are being more vocal about their journeys and that it's just not a shameful experience to like talk about women's health. And I feel like so many people are like embarrassed to talk about the fact that they have like terrible period cramps or like aren't like doing well. Like the fact that we are expected to function, like when we're having debilitating cramps, I'm like under a heating pad the first 2 days of my period because of my PCOS. So like, I just think the more people are talking about that, the less stigma it has and the better for a lot of people.
Beyond what you put in your body, are there any wellness or self-care practices that you swear by?
Yeah, I mean, I love being Indian and like we've got a lot of things. Coconut oil in the hair, has been doing that since I was like a small child. That's really great. Also, like massaging your scalp with the oil is great for stimulating hair growth, things like that. I'm also just in general, this isn't actually related to Ayurvedic medicine or Indian anything, but like I try to go so minimal on like face like products, foundation, all of that kind of stuff. Like I try to go as bare as possible. You can probably see my pimple patch, which I love for me. But like I just try to keep it like super minimal and super basic because I think that there have been periods in my life, especially when like shooting TV or whatever, where I'm like wearing a lot of makeup and it like breaks my skin out. Even if it's something that doesn't affect your skin, like the more you wear it, the more it kind of clogs your pores. So just like being okay with like having a blemish and like everyone will be okay, you know?
I have one, I think, starting right here. I'm
look
like,
at us.
I have it right here, right on my chin.
what is that right there?
I love it.
Do you cook with your mom or your grandmother?
I do cook with my mom, yes. So she's in California. So whenever I go home, I cook with her. And often she'll just like sit me down and be like, you've done enough. Like I can cook for you now, which is such a treat. I'm very lucky. She's like my best friend. So I'm very lucky to have that relationship with her.
And so when you're developing recipes, like, okay, are you, I think you're writing another cookbook, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it takes so much work and time.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. I'm in the early kind of ideation. I'm so proud of my first book that I was really adamant on making my second book something like completely fresh and different. So TBD, I will send you guys one when it's out in like 7 years. which is how long it takes.
It's not going to take you
2
7
years,
years.
but you know.
2 years. Dessert. It's summer. Our kids love it. I eat more dessert in the summer than I do all year long. What are kind of your go-to? I love the date with the peanut butter, with a little bit of the melted chocolate. So like, I love that.
Yes. So my thing on social media is no-bake desserts. So especially in the summer, like this is my Super Bowl because I'm making so many no-bake desserts. My favorite is actually kind of the inverse of that date recipe. So basically you stuff the date with peanut butter, almond butter, whatever. You dip it in chocolate, the whole thing. Like you close it up, dip it in chocolate, sprinkle with salt and freeze it. So you have like a little treat available at all times. Another thing that I've been doing this for a few years now, is ice cream stuffed dates. So you'll put a little bit of the peanut butter, the almond butter, and then you'll stuff ice cream inside and then dip it in chocolate and freeze it. And it's insane. So those are a couple of my favorite no-bake desserts, but I have so many, it's almost embarrassing, but also probably good.
And how do you come up with it?
Like I literally am at the point in my career where it's been 10 years now since I started Dada Eats, which is insane. I literally just, I will randomly think of a recipe. It's actually clinically probably I'm unwell. I'll wake up thinking of a recipe. No, but I just think I get inspiration from everywhere. I get inspiration from my heritage. I get inspiration from my travels. And I think especially when I eat something delicious or I see something on the menu that maybe isn't prepared, because a lot of my recipes are primarily plant forward and dairy free and all the things. If I can find something really delicious in the outside world and make it in a way that's like my style, that's always really exciting.
You need a restaurant. I know you do your pop-ups, but you need a restaurant or a or a catering business.
I should really work on this.
Okay, we always do a little rapid fire. Go-to comfort food.
Anything my mom makes.
What's her best dish?
Oh my gosh, this is really difficult. She just makes a great dal. I'm going to go with dal because there's nothing like my mom's dal. Like it's just so delicious. Although now that I come home and now my parents obviously know that I cook for a living, they always request my lemon rice, which is like a South Indian dish. It's essentially like lemon flavored rice, but like it's so fresh and delicious and zesty. And you add some like toasted or roasted cashews and peanuts in at the end. It's really good. It's very popular in South India. So now every time I go home, my parents make me make that. So that with the dal.
What's a fear you've overcome?
The fear of like people not liking me. Like it's fine because I don't like everybody. So I don't need everybody to like me. I think I've been a people pleaser for like my whole life. And so starting to release that and focus on just being as kind as possible to as many people as possible.
Weird food combination you secretly love.
This is really weird. And nothing about my food combinations are secret because I put everything on the internet. But tahini and dates. I know it sounds crazy, but it is so good. You guys have to try it and report back. Like you basically take the date and you roll it in tahini. It's crazy, but it's really good.
I'm trying that.
Yeah, you have to.
What's one kitchen tool you can't live without?
My Vitamix. Like beyond. It's too much goes in there. Yeah.
Signature scent.
Oh my gosh. Alien by Mugler is my signature scent. And I get stopped on the street for it. So I'm gatekeeping that. So just don't post this podcast anywhere.
Don't worry.
One makeup product you can't live without.
Smoky Rose by Revlon, the lipstick. It's a drugstore lipstick that again is like, I don't really gatekeep anything, but it is the best lipstick of all time. And anything by Merit, probably. I love their makeup. Breakfast
for dinner or dinner for breakfast?
Breakfast for dinner, for sure. I don't even know why I waited that long to answer that.
Are you a planner or do you go with the flow?
Plan, like type A to the max.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Favorite cocktail?
I don't drink. So mocktail, maybe like I don't know. I actually had a really good, I don't know what it was, but I went out to dinner by myself. Like on Friday, I had like a crazy day. I went to go see one of my friends. It was 9:30. Sorry, this is not rapid fire.
No,
but I'm
going
to finish the story now. So I travel a lot solo because I love it for work or otherwise. And for some reason in New York, it's so scary to eat alone because I'm like, I know people here, you know? But then I did it. I went to my favorite restaurant in New York. I sat at the bar. The bartender made me an insane mocktail. I don't know what it was. I need to ask him and report back.
What was the restaurant?
It was like cranberry and, Chouquette.
Chouquette.
It's so good. It's insane.
Wait, where is it? It's the Lower East Side?
It's in like Chelsea area. Chelsea. It's like one of my favorite restaurants. It's amazing hummus and amazing bread and all the things.
Oh.
But anyway, I had a great mocktail there and I don't have the answer because it was good.
Are you a caller? Are you a texter? Or are you a FaceTimer?
I'm a voice noter. Like I will send you a podcast. You won't ask for consent and you will get 7 minutes from me. And I'm sorry.
What's one food you could eat every day?
Peanut butter.
We always ask every guest before they go, if you could give advice to your 10-year-old self, what would it be?
Like don't try to be like everybody else because you're not going to be. And that's actually good. It's a good thing because you don't want to peak now.
So true.
That is so true.
There's so much time ahead of you.
Samah, you're amazing. I wish you could come. I wish you could come to the Hamptons and meet us.
Wait, I would love to. I've never been to the Hamptons.
Oh my gosh. Come.
Can you believe?
I'll pay for you to cook for us.
You don't have to pay for me, but I'll come. We'll hang out. We'll eat dinner. It'll be fun.
Oh my God. You're amazing. You're a joy. You know what I love about you? You know why you have incredible energy.
Aw, that's such a big compliment. Thank you, Molly. I appreciate that.
You do.
That's like the highest compliment. So thank you.
You're infectious with your energy and you seem not only grateful, but positive. And it shows how you talk about a fucking date, right? Like, I love it. I love.
Thank you.
I love it. Listen, your cookbook is incredible. You guys have to get it. It's called Dada Eats. Love to cook it. You have to follow her at Dada Eats, DADAEATS. You're a joy, like I said.
Thank
You're
you
fun.
so much for having me.
And we're going to see you this summer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to the Hamptons. Are you kidding? See you there.
Yeah. Well, yes, you're coming.
It's my birthday tomorrow.
It's your birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday. We'll go to the Hamptons. I'll bake a cake. It'll be a whole thing. I'm glad we ironed this out.
And our kids will be back there with you. They try, they test, they ask a million questions. It's fun.
I'm ready.
You're the best.
Sign me up.
Everyone, make sure and let us know what you guys want to hear for the fall, what you want to do, what you want to see, what you want to eat. But it's so fun. Make sure and follow us, Lipstick on the Rim. Amisha has an incredible Substack called Tell Me More, as we all know. Spend a lot of money. And our show is now in full-length episodes on YouTube. I love you guys.
Love you.
You're amazing, by the way. We will see you soon.
See you soon.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for listening to Lipstick on the Rim with Molly Sims and my ride or die, Amisha Gormley. We are so excited to bring you guys along on this journey with us. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Lipstick on the Rim and at Molly B. Sims. Or you can go to my blog where you can dive just a little bit deeper into my favorite products, trends, and more at mollysims.substack.com. And don't forget to check out our video episodes on my YouTube channel, Molly Sims. This podcast is a production with Sony Music. I wanted to give a special thanks to my team, Rosie Cummings, Kenna Ryan, Safin Kevorkian, and everyone at Sony Music. Don't forget to listen and follow wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss out on the fun.